With speeds of up to 1,080 kilometers an hour, Hyperloop is the fastest way to travel across the surface of the Earth. Such speeds can cut travel time between Stockholm and Copenhagen down to 45 minutes, between Dallas and Houston to 20 minutes, and between Abu Dhabi to Dubai to just 12 minutes. Hyperloops are essentially pods in a vacuum tube. Air resistance and friction have historically impeded development of the traditional high-speed rail because these speed-reducing factors substantially increase with higher speeds. Even with maglev trains, which are propelled forward by magnetic repulsion, it becomes difficult to maintain operating speeds of over 600 kilometers an hour. However, with the Hyperloop, both of these factors become negligible, allowing it to reach much higher speeds. The vehicle is also powered by electric propulsion, similar to the technology that keeps many spacecraft in orbit. The concept of using a low-pressure environment to aid transport needs is not a new concept. In 1844, English engineer Isambard Kingdom Brunel built one of the first atmospheric railways. The system consisted of a traditional train and rails, as well as a piston tube that was laid in the middle of the track. Pumps were laid roughly 3 miles apart to pump air out of the tube, creating a near-vacuum environment. A piston inside the tube was connected to the train, pulling it forward. However, though technically a successful invention, the system was never implemented commercially, and the project was discontinued due to frequent issues with the tube. Elon Musk first publicly mentioned the modern Hyperloop concept in 2012, which was conceived by a joint design team of Tesla and SpaceX. Initially exploring a potential route between Los Angeles and San Francisco, Musk claims that implementing a Hyperloop system will shorten the 8-hour bus trip, 4-hour train ride, and 3-hour air travel experience between the two cities to just 30 minutes. Musk's original idea never reached consummation, but he has stated that the Hyperloop idea should be an open source and has encouraged others to develop the necessary technology and infrastructure independent from his involvement. Many companies have since stepped forward to help develop and research the necessary technology. However, the company that shows the most promise is Virgin Hyperloop One. Funded by investors such as Sir Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, Virgin Hyperloop One demonstrated their first full-scale Hyperloop test on a test track in Las Vegas in 2017. In 2020, the company conducted their first test with passengers, a landmark event showing the feasibility of using this technology in the future for public transportation. As mentioned earlier, Hyperloop systems cut travel times dramatically compared to current modes of transportation. The quicker travel times mean that an individual could potentially live in a more rural area with lower housing costs and still be able to travel downtown for work. Hyperloop systems could also replace busy highways and flight corridors to relieve congestion and pollution. Since Hyperloops don't require a lot of energy, the system could be powered primarily by renewable energy. This could lead to a dramatic decline in carbon emissions, which would minimize the greenhouse effect. A distinct advantage of implementing a Hyperloop system over expanding current modes of long-distance transportation like air travel is space. Airports typically require a lot of land, so they usually need to be built beyond city limits with fewer accessibility options, whereas a Hyperloop terminal can be integrated directly into a city center, sometimes even underground. Additionally, the system will not require a lengthy check-in process, further reducing total commute time. Hyperloop terminals would consist of multiple gates with doors leading to the pods. These pods would leave the terminal and join together in the main tube. The tube would be an elevated structure next to major highways or could cut through natural terrain including plains, mountains, and even be constructed underwater. When passengers arrive at their destination, they can just disembark and continue their journey without any lengthy checkout process. Hyperloops can also connect two hub airports. Cities that will benefit from this system include London and Dubai. Both cities' main airports are operating at near max capacity, yet both airports struggle to find room to expand due to their proximity to city centers. London's second busiest airport, Gatwick, is more than 70 kilometers away from Heathrow, and Dubai's current airport is more than 60 kilometers away from the proposed Dubai Central Super Hub Airport at Al Maktoum. These hubs are far away from each other, but a Hyperloop could connect them together. To take it a step further, each pod can be designated to a specific gate at each airport, so you can check in at either airport and be transported to your gate without having to check in again. As Hyperloop infrastructure matures, even greater strides can be made. One day there may be a world that will be interconnected with underground Hyperloop lines. People can have a business meeting in London before heading home to New York for supper. As air and car travel decrease, carbon emissions will plummet. This clean, green, and mean mode of transportation may become available commercially in the near future, and the possibilities are endless.